Arun Jaitley for the year 2015-16. Though it was over-expected budget, so the government as well had compulsions in threefold. They had shrinking revenues on the one side, compulsions of the electoral promises which it made in terms of the welfare measures on the second, and expectations of the corporate world on the third. Some of this tightrope walk was tactfully delivered by Arun Jaitley, but there are some important people with us in the panel. We have Ruben Joseph. Thank you, Ruben, for being with us. Ruben is a professional chartered accountant and an economist and expert on economic issues. We also have Paul Thomas, who is the director of DBFS. Sir, thank you so much for joining us. To start with, Ruben, the first impression from the corporate outlook, how we have generally been able to deliver to his promises or expectations of the people?
Overall, I think this was a very hyped budget. Everyone had too much expectation out of this budget, and there was no way he could have delivered on all the promises without by balancing the fiscal deficit and other compulsions. But at the same time, the most important thing which he promised was the reduction in the corporate tax rate, which is going to happen over a period of 4 years from 30% to 25%. Interestingly, he didn't mention what is going to be the tax rate for, right now for financial year 15-16. We will have to wait to see the actual finance bill before revealing that. But overall reduction from 30% to 25% is what the corporate world was looking at, and if you see most of the pre-budget memoranda, this is what was the industry's expectation. Then there are quite of few other announcements as well. If you see the general anti-avoidance rules, the GAR, which was a draconian piece of provision which came out in 2012, it has been deferred by another further 2 years. So which is actually everyone was expecting it, but at the same time everyone heaved a sigh of relief as well when it was announced. And other changes as well, unfortunately, again a standard requirement from industry is for the slow easement of the MAT rate, minimum alternate tax rates, which is as high as, effective tax rate is as high as 20%, but no such announcements were made. But by and large, the increase in service tax rates from 12.36% to 14% is also a cause for concern, but it was inevitable, I suppose, with the eventual merging with the GST, and central excise rates slightly gone up to 12.5%. But otherwise, nothing as a drastic changes in this budget. General small changes, if I may say so. Okay,
we'll come back to Paul Thomas, but before that I just want to have a gist of what the Finance Minister actually rolled out in the form of the budget speech. The Finance Minister himself have warned that nobody can expect or even can have an over expectation from the government at this time. One statement, or gem statement, which the middle class of this country was expecting, a hike in the slab of the personal income tax, I think has happened. But the minister was smart enough to say that there are so many discounts and concessions in different investment areas, including ATCCA and expansion of such an area to different forms of investments, savings and pension schemes. Altogether, he has given a consolidated figure which he himself says is a new slab for entering the income tax front. But that is not comfortable for the Indian public. Even the stock market has not reacted positively. It has opened positively in the morning, but has gone down. Both Sensex and Nifty are playing little in the red area. During the course of the day, the whole thing is being discussed by the corporate world. Though there is one statement in terms of the corporate tax which will come down from 30% to 25%, but the speculation still remains about the time span. As the Finance Minister says, it will come down in the next 4 years' time, but not very clear about what is going to be in the tax rates at this moment of time. Mr. Paul Thomas, while the Finance Minister says can't expect much at this strict, limited circumstances, but what is your primary observations on what Jaitley has stated in the Parliament today?
Usually, stock market movement will always on expectations. But today is the day what is the really what happens in the budget. But you know that from 1 month before this expectation starts and the market was moving for a budget. So that you can see the market going up and coming down during the last couple of weeks. And today what happened, today is the day of budget. You can see lot of volatility during the budget time. So that you can see the market starts around 100 points Nifty higher at one time in the beginning, and after that it comes down to negative, then again it gone up to whenever each announcement comes, market moves like that. But of course corporate market expects a lot from the budget. Every year it is like that. Market expects a lot, but nobody can fulfill all the expectations. That's a reality. But whatever, in my personal view, in this budget, our finance minister Jaitley can make some expectations in the positive sense. That is on the corporate tax, but that is the clarity should be come.
The ambiguity still remains. Ruben, I'll come to you for a moment. Looking at the general aspects, especially there are the finance ministers speak of a crackdown on black money. He even stated the bill on black money will be brought in the parliament at the current session itself. These are all announcements. What could be in practice is something to be seen in the future. But is there a vision and unrelenting stand from the government and the finance minister on issues like widening tax collection and finding out the black money and things like that? How do you feel?
Definitely, the finance minister seems to be serious this time. As you may remember, it was part of the NDA manifesto that a serious crackdown on black money would happen when they got into power, and the recent activities by the government with us in jointly with the Swiss government seems to be a step in that direction. Now, of course, the new law on money laundering and black money, which is proposed to be issued as part of this budget, is another welcome step. But to take it with a pinch of salt, in the past such announcements have big ticket announcements have come, but whether they have actually trickled down into something more tangible remains to be seen. I don't think anything serious like an amnesty scheme for defaulters is on the cards yet. Most likely, I suppose it will be a tough crackdown on the on actual money laundering business.
Abolition of the wealth tax may probably one historic statement the finance minister has done, whereas he has imposed another 2% additional tax on tax burden on such people. What is the big changes happened in terms of abolition of wealth tax this time?
Wealth tax is really more of a nuisance value, because if you see what the finance minister also said, it's just over 1,000 crores in a country of 1 billion people. All that the government has managed to collect in each financial year is just about 1,000 crores. So the cost of administering it is nothing close to the amount which is actually collected, and the level of enforcement is also quite poor. So he has done something very smart by just simply increasing the surcharge and eliminating the enactment, which was actually quite of no use all these years.
One single point which the whole country was looking at as far as the economy of this nation is concerned, the well-proclaimed announcement by the Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi on the Make in India movement. We were expecting a large, huge flood of announcements and policies and frameworks in terms of enhancing an operation within this country, which can actually support the GDP by converting India into a China-like nation centered around manufacturing industry. But was it very much below expectation? Where Oasis in the dry desert?